And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right. Well, Brandon has the day off today, and you got Jason Avery instead. I'm the owner of Avery Construction, and I am a contributor on his show for over a decade now. Brandon is one of the top listing agents here in this area, and this program, of course, is to give you real-world advice from real entrepreneurs and people involved in this community. It's going to be a fun show. I'm going to have with me Dave Vargas in the beginning, and Dave is actually one of the behind-the-scenes producers of this show. He's one of the people that you might hear his voice from time to time, but maybe he's camera shy. We don't get to see him too often. But Dave is also with the Pinellas County Veterans Association, and so he's going to tell us about some of the great work that they're doing. Of course, the show gets its bills paid for by Hot Listings, and I'm going to talk about a couple that Brandon has out there right now. At 10001 Waterworks Lane in Riverview, there's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,765 square foot. Private, it's gated, 2 acres of land on a lake. It's the building is got a detached 2-car garage. The owner uses this as an office space for their firm. Could easily be remodeled to the buyer's specifications as an office or a residential space. The room, it's got room on the land for expansion out there. Great property. You can see it for yourself at consumerqb.com. We have another listing available at 2488 Del Rio Way in Dunedin, Florida. This one's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. It's on 1,407 square feet on 0.14 acres. Remodeled inside and out. It's got impact windows, contemporary design elements and lighting, tasteful tropical landscaping. All new kitchen with quartz countertops, white shaker cabinetry, stainless appliances, a farm sink, a breakfast bar, and a nook. Both bathrooms are completely updated as well. One has tempered glass shower enclosure, and the other features a tub shower combo. It's fully finished with a butler's pantry, a laundry room, all with quartz countertops, porcelain backsplash, undermount, fenced in. It features an inviting patio. It's a stone's throw away from Dunedin Causeway, the Pinellas Trail, Honeymoon Island State Park Beach, and Dunedin Golf Club. It's only a short bike ride to the quaint and yet vibrant downtown Dunedin. This and more hot listings at consumerqb.com. We do have a happy hour coming up here on Thursday night, March 19th at 6 p.m. That'll be at Kingmakers in Tampa. So if you've ever wanted to meet any of the show contributors, myself, Dave, Brandon, there's lots of professionals and entrepreneurs who are just, well-connected and got lots of great advice. If you want to come meet some of these people, please join us for happy hour, and your first drink will be provided to you by Dominic Rock at First American Home Warranty. And Dave, man, I'm glad you came out from behind the that cockpit of computer screens over on the other side of the room and to join us and talk to us today about Pinellas Veterans Organization.
Yeah, Pinellas County Veterans Association. Yeah, you were part of the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce.
Still am, over a decade.
That's where, so a couple of years ago, that's where we started when I was at the Chamber. 2 years ago, we had our first meeting. We had a bunch of veterans show up, and then that was it. From that point on, it just kind of took a mind of its own. It grew exceptionally fast. Evidently, there was a huge need for it. We filled that void pretty quickly. From there, we just built a lot of different things. Became a 501c3 charitable organization, as you know, and that was it.
So what in the way is like the mission or the core values? Who are you trying to help, and how are you trying to help?
Just, our mission is to provide valuable resources and information to veterans and their families. We also make sure we maintain the reverence for all the veterans that came before us. Meaning we take their stories, we put walls of honor in their assisted living facilities. We make sure we have a Veteran Voices book, so we put all their interviews in there, and we put that out completely for free. That's, you can find them in the local libraries, Palm Bay, East Lake, Palm Harbor, East Lake, stuff like that. You'll find all their.
So you guys are making sure these guys are recognized,
100%.
Making sure that they're not forgotten.
Absolutely.
That, what they contributed, man, these people put everything on the line.
Yeah, in fact, we went out and decided to, every August 7th of every year, that's going to be Purple Heart Day. And we know in Dunedin, Florida, about 20 years ago, a little 21 years ago, I believe now, they were the very first in the state of Florida Memorial Park. So from that point forward, why do we not have one in Palm Harbor? And next thing you know, about 2 months later, we have a 2,000-pound monument, if you want to put that one up there, right there.
If you're not following on the podcast, go to consumerqb.com and you can watch the streams and you can see this memorial that was created. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous monument.
Beautiful piece of art.
Yep, the heavy lifting, basically, no pun intended, is already done. At this point, we're just raising money to put it right downtown Palm Harbor at the historic property there of Harbor Hall. Whitechapel.
Oh yeah, it's a great venue.
Yep, them and the county donated a few extra spaces, a little baby plot of land for us. So we're just raising the funds, breaking ground over there really soon, and as soon as the permits get through, we'll be able to break ground.
I feel like these days when you tell our youth or Gen Z that they live in the greatest country on earth, and I think they look at it like it's a statement of arrogance, and they don't appreciate until a world event like what's happening overseas right now in the Middle East. Can you imagine living in a place like Israel or a place where you've got bombs and missiles flying over your head in the middle of the night? Can you imagine hearing alarms go off and you got to run to a bomb shelter? We've never experienced that in my 49 years here in the United States. I've never had to lose a night's sleep for worry that a bomb was flying over my head.
Right.
And so it's these people that you're supporting and recognizing that made that possible. And it's their 100%. Sacrifice, their willingness to go defend and protect us in advance. It's that job was done a long time ago, but it's because of that job that we're still reaping the benefit and the reward. And we got to make sure that we remember these guys that got us there.
Of course, people always forget too. We stand on the shoulders of giants, so we make absolutely sure when we go into these assisted living facilities like at St. Mark's or Highland Lakes or Dunedin, they have Meese Life. We go in there, we talk with these guys. They light up, and then when you get people to come in, they actually promote them, and they're putting their pictures up everywhere. They're showing the reverence for what they've done. They light up, and you start hearing reports days, weeks after from these, the aides that they have over there saying, man, like Harry, he's up around moving more often. He's bringing guys that making card games. So they're just more active in their own lifestyle because they're more proud of their military heritage. People tend to forget, for those that don't know, like the Purple Heart, that's the oldest service award in our country's history. That happens, of course, when you're in the middle of combat and you get some kind of, you're wounded or you pass, that's where that comes from. That's the oldest medal out there. Dunedin was the first, and now there is 83 different towns in the state of Florida that are listed as congressionally recognized as Purple Heart towns. There's but 40 different counties. So Palm Harbor will be the 84th town in the state of Florida to be congressionally recognized as Purple Heart town. Wow. So, yeah.
And for those of you that haven't met Dave or know Dave who's talking here, this guy is always trying to help. And through the Palm Harbor Chamber, which he mentioned, it's always the Veteran of the Year recognition that we do. That's where I remember an AV company growing, laser engraving company growing, helping, of course, Brandon here and growing the radio and the brand. And then, of course, the time you put in, out of the goodness of your heart for veterans. You're an amazing man, David, and definitely a giver's heart.
100%.
So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and hear some more from David Vargas with Pinellas County Veterans Association. We're also going to have later in the program a call-in guest, Doug Clark. He's with Ours Creole Restaurant, and we'll have a feel-good story in the back half of the show today. And so stay tuned, please, for more listings, more fun, more great guests. You're on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Jason Avery, substituting for Brandon Rhymes. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleanings, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back to the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Jason Avery, substituting for Brandon Rhymes today. Brandon's with the Platinum MVP team, and you can be following the show at consumerqb.com. We have a couple more hot listings to discuss, and then we're going to dive back in with Dave Vargas with Pinellas County Veterans Association. At 369 West Winds Drive in Palm Harbor, there is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1414 square feet on 0.18 acres. It's completely renovated, updated ceiling fans throughout, located in Baywood Village. It's a boating-friendly community. There's a spacious living room filled with natural light from an abundant stainless appliances, breakfast bar, ample cabinetry, and an adjoining dining room. The primary bedroom has an in-suite bathroom showcasing dual vanities and a walk-in shower. It's an enclosed back patio overlooking a serene conservative area, and there's no rear neighbors. Isn't that awesome? We got Baywood Village is a golf front community. It offers an optional HOA of just $60. It's minutes away from Sunset Beach, charming Dunedin shops and restaurants, and the breathtaking shores of Caladesi Island State Park. It's upscale, it's pet-friendly golf cart community with a complete clubhouse, optional membership, plus round-year fishing and boating events. And you can see this property and more of them at consumerqb.com. And one last one is 6374 Boatyard Drive in Hudson, Florida. It's about 1/3 of an acre, zoning R4. Golf front double lot. It's one of the largest waterfront building lots in the area. 176 square feet, brand new concrete seawall and boat ramp was recently redone. Nestled in a quiet boating and golf cart friendly community at the northern edge of Werner Boyce Salt Springs State Park. It offers direct access to fishing, kayaking, and miles of preserved natural beauty, home to diverse marine birds and wildlife. Hudson Beach is just a short golf cart ride or boat ride away. It's conveniently located near shopping, medical facilities, hospitals, and everyday amenities. Approximately 45 minutes to Tampa International Airport and only 2 hours to Orlando. These listings and more at consumerqb.com, and I'll tell you, the Platinum MVP team is great to work with, and absolutely you should see what they're working on because these homes are beautiful if you can't see the pictures. So Dave Vargas is in here with us now. We're going to have Doug Clark calling in on the back half of the show with Ours Creole Restaurant. Dave is one of our producers here behind the scenes of the show. He'll also be one of the people that you can meet at Kingmakers in Tampa on Thursday night if you want to come out for the happy hour. And the first drink will be by Dominic Rock at First American Home Warranty. Dave, we were talking about your Hero Fest.
Hero Fest, second annual Hero Fest. Yeah, last year we came up with this in December, and it was just a matter of, hey, Memorial Day is coming. What are we going to do? And I started looking at the fact that, when we had the double hurricanes back to back, the real heroes that were out there were the sheriff's department and the fire department. We were out there 13 days in a row in the morning helping everybody out, and we seen them. So we said, how about this? So I checked with the chief of the fire department, just said, would you be part of this? They said, absolutely. So we kind of put it together. Hero Fest, Palm Harbor Hero Fest was born. It was a fantastic event. Never really did that type of event before. We wound up with over 130 different vendors. It was about 2,700 people that show up downtown. You had all three of the different departments posting the colors at the same time. We had a flyover scheduled, but unfortunately, they had a rescue mission. They had to go to the Coast Guard. So it turned out to be a great event. All the merchants downtown, everybody was happy, and it just screamed for a repeat, for a sequel. So, of course, just like any other sequel, it's got to be better than the first. Palm Harbor, they're going to be collaborating again. This time they're going to have two different stages, our expanded footprint downtown, which incorporates also the Harbor Hall parking lot. We're looking up to upwards of 200 vendors downtown. We will have, a double flyover at the same time. We are going to have 3 VIP areas outside and inside, so there's a lot going on with that. 3 bands. Of course, Crossfire Creek is going to be headlining again, of course. So, yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. Like I said, it's going to be lots of very special state-level speakers out there.
This is open for everybody?
Wide
is there cost
open,
to come?
no cost. Absolutely. It's
friendly.
Family-friendly. So, yeah, it's going to be a fantastic time. It's free. Come on down. Show your love and appreciation for your first responders and your veterans. We're going to expect around 4,000 or 5,000 people this year. So, it's going to be a massive event. It's televised the whole nine. So,
all right.
Yeah, good times.
Man, you do put on some amazing events. I've attended them in the past, and I'm looking forward to it. So, Hero Fest is coming. What was the date again? Repeat it for everybody.
It's Saturday, May 2nd. Saturday, May 2nd from 2 p.m. is start time. It goes till we shut down the town, which is 10 p.m. So the entire day.
And it's kind of tight in that area down there. What about parking? What kind of instructions can you give them about
parking? Get there early. It's Palm Harbor. It's been that way for years, right? So you got Palm Harbor Fest coming up shortly, and the same thing. That's a full 3-day weekend, stuff like that. So just if you know downtown Palm Harbor, you know the parking. Get there early. Get there a little further. There's going to be lots of different people doing. They hire out, golf cart shuttles, stuff like that. We have the Jolly Trolley, so there's ways to get right downtown if you need to.
Palm Harbor is a very special and unique community. 9 years old, into Palm Harbor, and I've been on the board of the chamber for many, many years. I was a chairman of the board out there, and what makes it unique that people don't know is that every other chamber of commerce is tied into a city, and they're the only one that is unincorporated Pinellas County, and so definitely it's been a great organization to be part of. It's helped me expand and meet people and grow my business, and help a lot of great charities and things like yours. So in the back half of the program, again, we're going to be talking to Doug Clark. He's with Ours Creole Restaurant. We also have a feel-good story. Let's go ahead and tell you about a waitress that has fed 270,000 meals to homeless Floridians, thanks to a family that gives their all. So Gloria Vargas, a waitress in Florida, originally from the Barbados, has now no relation, Dave says, has served over 270,000 meals to homeless people since 2012. And with the help of her husband and her 2 sons, what started as a 40 homemade meal event grew to feeding 175 to 203 single weekend. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, she actually expanded to over 600 meals across Fort Lauderdale and Miami. With support from donations and a grant, she founded a nonprofit, Care in Action USA. Provides daily breakfasts and dinners along with additional support such as rent assistance, bus passes, clothing, and temporary housing. Her husband also helps by repairing cars for free and driving people to their job interviews and appointments, showing the family's commitment to helping the homeless rebuild their lives. And this truly is a good feel-good story. Gloria Vargas, and hats off to you. So, again, been listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, put on by Brandon Rhymes with Platinum MVP Team, and Dave Vargas with the Pinellas County Veterans Association. In the back half of the program, we'll talk with Doug Clark. With Laser Lightning, you just got through solving. He's our producer behind the scenes. He just solved a bunch of technical problems while he's on the radio with us. Go ahead.
They're not 100% solved, but yeah. So you can find us. We do meet at the end of every single last Wednesday of every month. We have an open door meeting for the community and all veterans. Anyone can come on down. It's wide open. It's at 12 o'clock sharp. Reach out to us. See how we can help you. Take care of your veterans.
So the cat's away, the mice are playing. I'm Jason Avery. I've been substituting here for Brandon Rhymes today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm the owner of Avery Construction. We do award-winning remodels. Dave, we just took home 2 more trophies the other night from NARI, the National Association of Remodeling. Yep. We got the Gold Award in the Best Residential Kitchen that was an over 200 kitchen. Damn. It was a big one, bad one. It was neat. Magazine-worthy. And then we also got in the Best Residential Interior under 100K category. So my design teams and I were out there celebrating, and fun to get that recognition. I'm also the owner of Designer Cabinets, a factory in Clearwater that wholesales custom-made products of any wood species, style, or color to the contractors like Avery Construction.
And you're also called upon as an expert witness at times, aren't you?
That is true. The attorneys use me when they need to do a little forensic estimating, the value of the damage, whether it was the hurricane that caused the damage to the home or whether it was the bad contractor you hired that caused the damage to the home. But that's all based around my business and a book I wrote called Constructing Success, where I'm coaching young contractors and teaching the trades guy how to be a businessman. And so shaping the name of this industry one job at a time. You know, we've all heard a horror story about a contractor. Yep. But that's enough about me. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back on the back half of the show talking with Doug Clark. And hope I'll be seeing everybody at the happy hour on Thursday. Let's stay tuned, and we'll talk to you in a minute.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right,
2, 1.
Oh, Dave, do I need to keep your mic off?
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, you've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Jason Avery, filling in for Brandon Rhymes today. And we've got Doug Clark standing by on the line with Ours Creole Restaurant. We'll be talking with in just a moment. I still have Dave Vargas in the studio with us. He's one of our producers, but we were just speaking to about Pinellas Veterans Association. Let me give you a couple more of the hot listings, and we'll get into this invigorating content we've got for you. The first one we'll talk about is 9078 Birmingham Avenue, Weeki Wachee, and that's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 2,452 square feet on 1.81 acres. It's move-in ready property, built in 2004, thoughtfully upgraded inside and out. It's got a large bonus room with its own in-suite bath. Its upgraded kitchen has stainless appliances, quartz, premium countertops, and ample counter space. Its primary suite is spacious and features a large walk-in closet. The bathrooms have been recently renovated and feature new basin sink vanities. Total fenced 1.8 acres with an electric gate, metal carports, detached garage, and additional storage. The new drain field was replaced. Well water filter system is new, all in 2025, and it's got easy access by US 19. We got one more listing here at 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee. It's a .71 sized lot. Well-established waterfront business with irreplaceable real estate on the Weeki Wachee River. This is by the marina. It's got direct access to Weeki Wachee River. Multi-use property, spans 3 waterfront parcels. Its income draws from a John boat rental. It's got kayak and paddleboard rentals, dock space for commercial vessels, and private vessel storage. Spacious retail building offers fishing and boating supplies, plus on-site ice machine and generating income in this place. Its upstairs living space above the retail store could be used for a live-in manager or potential Airbnb rental. The long-standing team that's in place there for service and repair operations ensures a seamless transition. They are an authorized Suzuki service provider with an established motor repair business. It includes a large enclosed service area with a bay door and a private office space. Multi-use flexibility provides opportunities for additional income or new ventures. It's just minutes away from Hernando Beach and on the Gulf. So check this property out. Check out more at consumerqb.com.
That's a great
and you can talk with Brandon or any of the members of the team at Platinum MVP Team. And so here on the line, we've got with us Doug Clark. Doug's with Ours Creole Restaurant. Doug, what's happening over at the restaurant today?
Man, we're just smoking some fish and smoking some ribs and some brisket, and we're getting ready for the night, for the festivals. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in Tarpon Springs, 310 East Tarpon Avenue. Throw a little spot out there.
Wow, we're just pulling up on your your Facebook page there. Look at this fish that you're holding up, man. What a grouper! That big Warsaw grouper it looks like.
Gag grouper. So we're tabbed up with the Rollout boys, the Rollout team. Here they're local to us. They're spearing. Everything is speared. It's you want to talk about as fresh as it comes. These guys are spearing and they're dropping here. Those groupers, they're paying a penny for them to go out, and they get the NOAA and all those the regulations, and they're paying a good penny to bring those fish to shore before they can even sell it to any restaurant or retail venue. So, these guys are, they're putting their money out there before they even come back in. So it's no different than the restaurant world. We're purchasing stuff to, future sell, and it's up to us as a team to create an environment, create some food and an experience to, retain those people, just like the fish. So, but yeah, we're lucky to have those guys. It's all fresh. They're popping in. We're catching, he brought in a 17-pound hogfish the other day, and some mangrove snappers. They're going out yellow edging to, this later this week, and we're gonna get some good stuff. We got some fresh stuff.
So, Doug, I have an appreciation for the freshness of fish more than most. When I was about 16 years old, I spent 6 months working on a commercial fishing boat called the Captain Al out of Hudson, Florida, and we'd bring back 30 to 60,000 pounds of fish on a 5-day trip. And some of the freshest, grouper and snapper and, beeliners and porgies and coneheads and triggerfish. And, when you see it in Publix in the cooler there and they got the gray eyeballs, that's what you got to start. That's not fresh fish. That thing's been on trucks for months, right?
Fresh. When you buy something at the store and you're like, I haven't got time to get to this, and 2 days later, you're like, whoa, what's going on here? No, it's not here, so we get what we get. He calls me, like he was just here earlier today, and we're going to go out here. He goes, we're good? And I said, yeah, we're good. We're talking so it's no different than when you're catching it, like you said, when you catch it on your boat and you're bringing it home and you're eating it for your family, you catch it on your boat, you gut it, scale it, leave it in the ice, make sure there's no water sitting on it. We know where it's coming from. We know who's touching it. We know how many hands are touching it. And we know who's cleaning it, right? So they're gutting it. They're poking it in the water. They're flushing it in the water. They're spearing. They're going 210 feet down. I sent Brandon a nice video the other day on some of their TikTok videos. You can find these guys on their YouTube channel, and this is like this is clean fish. We know where it's coming from. Anybody that's telling a grouper sandwich for $16, $17, I would be weary of that. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want to call anybody out, but I would just be weary of that because grouper is expensive. They're not making money. I'll tell you that.
I tell you what, we've got producer Dave in here in the studio with me, and he's over here frothing at the mouth as he's going through your page, he's showing me all the pictures of the burger you can't fit in your mouth, and tell us about some of the other items on the menu.
Yeah, so what we do here, this comes from my mom. What we do is, we utilize the product that's in our hands, how we can get it. We call it the stock market over here. It's, you know how that works. One day it's up, one day it's down. The price is high, price is low. If it's too high, we're not buying it. We're going with the quality and the product. We're sticking to, we're trying to stick to a price point that, obviously we have to make money. We're in business to make money, but we're trying to do something that creates a plate that allows you to enjoy this and make sure it's worth your while. The half chicken jambalayas, we're brining them for, 24 hours before they get smoked. Beef pastrami ribs, which is a popular one for, St. Patrick's Day, or, we're brining those guys. We just do, a specific pastrami, like a brisket, but we're using our beef, dinosaur ribs, and we brine that and smoke it, after, throw some Creole mustard on that. Ribs every Thursday, we have baby back ribs all the time, whatever we can get our hands on, brisket, we save the burn ends, we're frying those guys up, so all the burgers are fresh. We fry them all in duck fat. There's no temperatures here. I mean, it's just whatever we want to put our hands on. We got lamb stew, seafood gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo. Everything hits that smoker. Our rotisserie smoker we use as an oven. It's a great way to, slow cook everything, infuse flavors, whatever. What do we want? Oak, cherry, mesquite. It doesn't matter. We're just running and gunning here. We're just going with the flow and making sure food tastes great.
Smoking food is a work of art, man. I'd purchased from a neighbor one of those big old propane tanks that he converted, put wheels on it like a trailer, and you lift up the lid and tried my hand at it for a while and trying to control the temperature of the burn box and the flow of the air through.
It's not a trailer.
After a few years of messing up a lot of good quality meat, I learned that there's a lot more to smoking than meets the eye. It's the DIY guy.
Yeah. A lot of that's social media stuff. You see a lot of stuff on social media, and it all looks great. But really when you have to put the time in and what you're trying to control, and it's there's methods to the madness on certain ways to do it. And for us, we use it as an oven, right? So we'll set the temperature. Everything we cook everything on that's our smoker at 250. So it's up to us to understand how long and maintain that's not burning too hot. There's not dark smoke. We don't want that dark. We want a good, you want that flavor, but you don't want it to taste, that chalky, you don't want it to burn, we don't want that, we're using it as an oven, old school cooking techniques, we cure things, we brine things before it hits that smoker, so, not only are we getting fresh fish, but we brine everything. So, if there's a lemon, salt, sugar mixture and some water, and you put that fish in there, minimum 8 hours, that thing's going to last for multiple days. These are old school techniques. These are old world techniques. Salt and smoking were preservation styles and techniques for old. There wasn't freezers back in the day. These were old. People didn't have that kind of stuff. So these were techniques and methods to save food, so you're not wasting money, and that's what we try to do here.
So, Doug, somebody's listening to this right now. They're watering at the mouth. They're just realized lunchtime's coming up, and they're hungry. They're going to take a turn and head to you. Tell them how to get there.
They're going to go to 310 East Tarpon Avenue, right downtown Tarpon Springs. Don't be confused. We are a Greek town, but we are a New Orleans smokehouse. We dug our roots, deep in the south, in the bayou. Etouffee, jambalaya, seafood jambalaya. All of our shrimp is locally. I know there's out there. They got the what they call the shrimp stigators. They come here and test our shrimp. You'll see they're coming from the Gulf waters. They're coming from they're pinks. We're not skimping here. We're not skimping here. We're doing things the right way, and we're going to stand by our roots. 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Howard's Creole Smokehouse, baby. Let's go.
All right, Doug, hang out with us for a minute. We're going to go take a short break, and then we're going to come right back and talk to you some more. Again, this is Jason Avery. I'm stepping in for Brandon Rhymes today at the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got producer Dave Vargas on the other side of the screen hanging out with us. And you can check out Brandon's listings with the Platinum MVP team by visiting consumerqb.com. And hang tight. We're going to be right back with some more.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rhymes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back to the Consumer Quarterback Show. My name is Jason Avery. I'm filling in for Brandon Rhymes today. I'm the owner of Avery Construction. I'm also the author of the best-selling book, Constructing Success, Blueprints for a Referral-Based Business. We've got Doug Clark. He's the owner of Ours Creole Restaurant on the line, and we'll be talking with him some more in just a moment. Let me cover these final couple listings on our home stretch here of the Quarterback Show. We have a beautiful property at 12948 Twin Bridges Drive in Riverview, a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3,235 square feet. The lot is 0.17 acres in size. You got a laundry room and a mud room, versatile bonus room, perfect for a home office, a gym, a playroom. You got oversized paver driveway leading to a paver front porch and double doors with decorative glass inserts. It's an open concept living room featuring a tray ceiling and oversized sliders, but that open up to a large screened-in lanai. The kitchen features a large island, ample cabinetry and countertop space, closet pantry, stainless appliances, and pendant lighting. Primary features and an in-suite with dual vanities, oversized walk-in shower, and private water closet and spacious walk-in closet. Triple Creek community amenities include 3 community pools, a splash pad, 2 clubhouses, 2 fitness centers, playgrounds, tennis and basketball courts, a dog park, and walking trails. It's got low HOA fees and no flood insurance is required. Easy access to US 301, I-75, and I-4. One final listing to tell you about is 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive. That's in Riverview, and it's a 5-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 2-car garage, 2,949 square feet, also located in Triple Creek, a vibrant Riverview community with 990 acres of planned development. adjacent to the Triple Creek Natural Preserve, a 1,200-acre preserve. It's got spacious primary suite, conveniently located on the first floor, and features a generous walk-in closet, luxury in-suite complete with dual vanities and a walk-in shower and a private water closet. It was owned by a former chef, so the kitchen's pretty stylish, has stainless appliances, sleek granite countertops, and plenty of space to entertain guests. Hurricane shutters are already included with the house. It's access to resort-style amenities, including the pools, the fitness center, the playgrounds, walking trails, and more. Quick access to I-75, downtown Tampa, and the tranquil waters of Lithia Springs Park. And the Platinum MVP team can help you with any of these or more listings. Go check them out at consumerqb.com. And I'm on the line with Doug Vargas. Dave Vargas, and I got Doug Clark on the phone with us.
Hey, Doug, we became brothers.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, I like it. Let's go.
So, Kingmakers, and that's where the happy hour is going to be this coming up Thursday at 6 p.m. And the first drink, of course, is free by Dominic Rock, First American Home Warranty. And tell us, Doug, what's coming up at the restaurant? Any other events? Do you ever have entertainment out there? Is it a family friendly?
We do. We have some really, really, star-studded groups. We don't have those duos. We'll do every once in a while on the weeknights, but first Friday we got the Jazz Fools. It's a 6-piece New Orleans style jazz music, old school. Julie Black is like really good. T-Bone Hamilton. And the blues, Sarasota Slim. The list goes on and on. L.C. Williams and the driver, she'll be out there doing the little washboard. You see that going down, the streets of New Orleans. So we've had some really good music here, which is, we really jumped into that during Corona when we have a huge outdoor patio, right? So we have a lot of outdoor seating down here, and we got into that and we utilized that, and a lot of the musicians were like, we didn't really have a lot of places to play during Corona. We just weird times, right? So, we just happened to, and thankfully Jay Lehman, he's the leader and the owner of, the Jazz Fools. This guy knows a lot of people, and they kind of pitched it on us. We did a lot of great music, and you see him playing in a lot of different places, not just here, but I just thought it was really cool that that they give us that props that we help them prolong their career and stay afloat during the when the world was ending. But we got some live music always, pretty much always on the weekend, weather permitting, outside music. We have happy hour from 5 to 6:30 every day we got a brand new bar, new smoker, and we're old school, restaurant. You're going to come in and, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're coming in and you want to eat in 5 minutes. This is not the place for you. We're going to sit down. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to meet the table next to you, and, you're going to have a good.
You're not going to microwave it for me and get it out fast?
We are not. We don't have a microwave. Quick story to that. I was down in when I first moved to. Well, I was in New Orleans. I got shipped over on task force to a place in here in Florida. I won't name the name, but. I was we were running around, we were busy. I was helping, with the kitchen, from the company, and they were like, "Oh, we just what in the heck is this?" I said a few other choice words there, but it was a microwave, and I said, "Oh my God!" I go, "Let me help you clean this thing." I go, "Not only are we using a microwave, I go, but it's filthy." So I took it and I threw it in the self-rolling machine, man, and it went through and just started blowing up. This thing's got to go. Just had to go. So, anyways, no microwaves. No microwaves here. We're going to come in. We're going to cook. Everything's made here. All dessert. My brother Todd, my wife Isadora, pecan pie and,
pecan pie.
Bread pudding, whiskey butter sauce, blueberry crisp, raspberry crisp. It don't matter what we're doing it all here. We put the work in as a family, me and my brother, my wife. Grandma's here, hosting on Saturday nights after she watches our kids. We have 3 kids. So it's so when you come in here and you see people are, running around, we're running around, we're doing it for ourselves, for our family. We live and die by the restaurant, by our, what we do. What we put in is what we get out. And you can't ask for anything better than that.
It's amazing, man. I'm just glad that the world has gone back to the normalcy because you made me reminisce those weird times. Mm-hmm. And I remember my friends and I took a trip down to Key West, walked into a restaurant. They stop you at the door. They had to take our temperature first before we're allowed to come in.
Crazy.
Then I watched the lady take us to our chairs, and she wiped the seat that I was going to sit in, but didn't bother to grab the back of the chair that you're going to pull it out with. Then we sat. The bartender comes up with her mask on and to take the order. Well, she goes back and she makes our drinks, and she uses her bare hand to squeeze the lemon into the drink. And then she walks over to the side, lifts up her mask, smokes a cigarette, does not wash her hands, pulls the mask back down, and goes back to make more drinks. I'm like, what in the world are we doing here? What is this accomplishing? It's just quite amazing.
I mean, it's just, there again, there it is again, and, it's just, this is what's happening. This is what you have to do, and this is how you have to do it, and is anybody going to follow the rules? No, they're not going to follow the rules. So it's just like, there's like weird stuff going on, especially there. It was crazy. I remember the cops came up to the restaurant it was the day after St. Patrick's Day, because Valspar was going on. It was supposed to be, we had only been open for 4 months. We had only opened for 4 months, and Valspar was happening, and we were supposed to be, it was all kinds of stuff going on, really, like around this time, and we had some music out there for St. Patrick's Day. I think it was on a Thursday that year, and I'll never forget it. People were like freaking out and this and that, and they're like, "Oh, we got to close it down." And the next day, they sent out these letters, and
so you brought
it had they had signatures all over the place, and then all these rent-a-cops coming around, and they're like, "Oh no, you have to close." And I was like, "Why do I have to close?" I was like, "I'm reading the letter right here. I got it sent to me from the Pinellas County. This is what it says." And I go, well, we're not closing. I go, we're staying open. We stayed open. We never closed.
So, Doug,
we went out there, and then the next day we went out there and we cooked breakfast, and we were walking down the streets and handing to-go boxes of food to any car that drove by.
Crazy.
For free.
Doug, we got about 30 seconds left. We got about 30 seconds left. Valspar's happening again right now. You ready for that? Is there anything you want to say to the golfer out there? And
come in here, the golfer, come in here and get that, come in here on Wednesdays and Thursdays, get those ribs, get those happy hour drinks. We got the best drinks in town, everything, fresh squeezed juice, all the top-end cocktails. You're not going to see the stuff that you see at any liquor store. There's names you're not going to find here. And 310 East Tarpon Avenue, we're here for you. We support you. You support us. Without you, there is no us.
Doug, we're glad you came.
Each other.
Hey, we're glad you called in today, bro. Thanks for talking with us. And I'll have my wife down there here this weekend. We'll come check it out. So
I'll tell Brandon you did a great job, too. Let's go.
Thanks, man. All right. So you've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brandon Rhymes with the Platinum MVP team. He was out today. I'm Jason Avery. I was filling in. And you can learn more about me at averyconstruction.com. Follow me, and I'll look forward to catching you on the next episode. Thanks, Dave, for your help today.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.